Hi everyone, my name is Philip and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to continue our ball assignment. This is the last ball finally. This time we'll animate our tennis ball. So before the first ball was based on the onion, on the falling onion on the ground. Okay. Second one was much larger and lighter ball, like a balloon or some beach ball. And the third one will be a tennis ball. So it's really important to keep your animation based on some real life reference, okay, like materials and size and weight, so you can predict how they're going to move. And for the viewer, it's also going to be really important to know, like to assume the weight, how the object will behave, okay, because they are always looking for the real life reference. Okay, let's get started. Right now, what we have is two bouncing balls. Clearly, they are moving completely differently. And right now our job is to animate the third one. Okay, I will hide those two so we are not getting distracted as much. Okay, and let's start animation. Okay, I will use first our translation controller and let's animate. Okay, here, this is our first jump. But before animating, I would like to take a look at the reference and find out what we have to do. Okay, so it's nice. I think it moves pretty similar to the onion, but it decelerates slower. And also there is a lot more translation forward, okay, with that ball. Because it's a professional ball, it's not like an onion. It doesn't create so much friction between ground. Okay, so let's start animating. I will select my translation controller, like this. And let's create our first key here. And maybe here it's already on the ground. And you know what? Like, this is like a quick trick, but you don't have to go and guess the vertical position and horizontal position in the middle of the arc, because you can clearly just use this. So this is the next position of your bounce and contact with the ground, and you can just translate it forward. And then here, if you're going to create this breakdown, then you're just going to translate it vertically. And then it will be perfectly in the middle. So we can do the same here. Actually, just move it. Continue the movement. Continue the movement. And continue the movement. And every breakdown that we are going to create right from now will be on the middle. Okay, looks good. But let's try to fix that in Graph Editor. So of course, our main concern would be these extremes. We just need to fix that. Press A, and tangents looks better, way better. And extreme has to have some sort of sense. Right now it can just go so much lower, not so much, and then it can just go up. It looks like it gained an energy from nothing. So it can happen. Let's try to decrease it slightly, like this. And here I will create a linear interpolation. Also break the tangency. Take a look. So right now we need to make sure that this angle on the first bounce here, even before, has similar angle to what we have here. Even it can be even sharper because it's falling from, you know, bigger distance, but it can be lower. It would mean that it's just decelerating and it's bouncing with slower speed, and then it's gaining some energy. Okay, so let's try to compare that. Yeah, I think it's nice. And what we can do right now is to fix the translation X. And just make sure that maybe we can also simplify this, you know, and we can decelerate slightly, but not as much as with other balls. I think maybe it's too much, you know. Honestly, I like this right now, and let's compare that to the reference. Okay, so reference is a little bit slower. What we can do right now is retime this. Okay, so I will just grab those two curves, and I will use our scaling tool, and let's take a look right now. And I think it's getting closer to the ground earlier. Okay, so first rebounce is big, and then maybe third bounce is already pretty low. And I think there is no significant difference, especially here. I think they're just too high. So we are going to, you know, just lower these keys. Maybe not as much, but also you can just, you know, decrease the value without impacting the timing. So we can actually move this here. And here I think it's just way sharper than what we have here. And let's find out how we can solve that. And right now I think it's okay. Maybe we can even spread that here. So it's really important what angles do you have. They have to be similar. Okay, I think it's pretty close to what we have on the reference. Let's take a look. Okay, nice. Maybe here it's a little bit, you know, too much, like too broad, so we can just maybe decrease this. You know, make it sharper. Like that. Okay, nice. So I will just move this more to the left so we don't have this last bounce, like a last translation visible. And let's try to compare it with our previous balls. Nice. So they're moving, you know, completely differently. Okay, so right now I think that the translation works, but before saying that it's finished, we need to add also rotation to our ball. So let's take a look here. We'll just add some values, and of course it's like a solid color, so I would like to see exactly how it's moving. Maybe here I will also turn it on. And I think we can just exaggerate that slightly and move the ball, you know, more to the left, so we don't see the ending. Okay, great. So to make your Playblast cooler, you can turn on ambient occlusion, and I would suggest that because then you will clearly see what is the relation between ball and the ground. And on top of that, yeah, it's really important to see like if there's actually a contact. There's no contact, and we could saw it because of the ambient occlusion. So right now I will just take a look on every extreme that I have, like on every contact, and I will just bring it a little bit lower. Okay, just like this. So please don't work, you know, like manually as much. Try to select your curves and work on the curves and select them more rather than just fixing frame by frame, because this is nightmare. And then here, let's try to take a look, and we can clearly see that there is no zero, you know, they're a little bit further from this point, but still, yes, there is a contact. And here, what is the situation? I do prefer to have some small, you know, like intersection, not as much, because then if you will render it later, at least there is like a nice shadow between the ground and the ball. Okay, looks cool, in my opinion. And what is interesting about this shot is the fact that, first of all, every ball has different size, every ball has a different color and weight, and also they are dropping not in the same, you know, manner, not in the same moment even. Okay, they are appearing on the screen in different frames. So this one is first, right, and it's moving, for example, to the left. They're not intersecting with each other, so it's not boring. There is a lot of variety, and that's what you need to apply to your assignments also, because this is a contrast, and contrast is appealing for people basically. And you know, like, this is the base assignment, this is the starting point of your journey, and right now you can, you know, add complexity to your ball animation. You can add some obstacles, you can play around with the weights, you can, you know, add some interaction so they're bouncing with each other. Play around with this, okay? Make sure you feel comfortable before moving forward, because everything is a bouncing ball. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you like it, press the like button, subscribe, and see you on another episode. Bye.